I want to thank everybody for being here. Beautiful day. I want to say happy Labor Day to everyone. Special day for me and my family growing up on a military base at Fort Sam Houston in San Antonio, Texas. So appreciate all our veterans and all that they've done for our country. So with that, I'll take any questions.
Like after looking at the Oregon tape, what takeaways? What did you learn about your team?
I just watched the first 15 minutes and I kind of turned the tape off. Didn't really watch much more.
Is there something that?
I'm kidding, right there. No, guys, we got to be mentally tougher. Okay, that was a very talented football team that we played in Eugene on Saturday afternoon. But when I went back and I broke down the tape, a lot of the mistakes that we made were mental. The first strip sack that we got was on the slide protection. We're sliding left, kind of a max protection type deal. We went right. Our left tackle went right. And yeah, Jinks is a really good football player, but he's even better when you don't block him. So those are things that we can control. The snap, being high and going through his hands. That's a 9-point swing in about 30 seconds. And then in college football, professional football, momentum is a very powerful thing. And that place got rocking, and we kind of got wide-eyed a little bit and didn't handle that the right way. At the end of the day, I was happy with the way they responded in the second half because we come out and you give your big, we get a turnover, we score a touchdown, you go in, you give your big halftime speech, and you come out and your efficient quarterback throws a pick six. So it didn't start the way you wanted that second half to start, but they came out and I think we gave up, 7 in the third, 7 in the fourth. The defense made some adjustments and played well and really forced them to put their starters back into the ball game. Happy with the way they competed. For a while there, you're watching that game and you really, we look like we belong. We look like we could play, play for play with the top 25 team, and we've got to string that along for 4 quarters. And if we're able to do that, we'll be handful for it. I hope not. I hope not. One of the things that I think that the guys did a good job of, and game plan wise, we kind of moved him around a little bit more than we have in years past. He'd be on the slot on the left and the right. And we'd have him singled up, and so it was kind of like Where's Waldo a little bit. That's something that we'll continue to do. And the key to all of it is while we didn't have per se a 300-yard rushing day. Our run game was fairly consistent throughout that ball game, which kind of limits the box and creates positive matchups for not only Scotty but Q and the rest of those guys. The thing that I feel good about is, yes, Scotty is going to be an elite player in our conference, but we really got some guys that are around him that I believe that given the opportunity and the targets, will also be able to make plays.
How big is does a lot of stuff pre-snap. Their offense is designed to create confusion. Right. How do you guys kind of stay on the same page when there's so much moving parts?
And that's kind of what we're talking about right now in staff. You got to make sure that you're able to simplify the scheme. And again, you guys hear me talk about it a lot, and I thought they did a good job of it the other night, other than one zone read, but having their eyes in the right place. Some of the explosive plays that we gave up the other night, the kid made great throws, and they had some kids that could run too, but our eyes were in the right place, and we had guys in the area to make the play. A lot of that then comes with confidence and familiarity in the system, and you make up for that yard, half a yard, and able to knock some of those balls down. But Coach Canada does a great job of as you said, of moving those pieces around from the receivers to jet sweeps, the motion. We'll come in motion, we'll go back in motion, then one go kind of like the old wing T in a way. You know, I think the biggest deal is you know, to make sure we're simple in our approach and give our kids a chance to play fast.
How big is it for the program to get a Big Ten team into your building?
Oh, it's huge for the program. It's huge for our university. It's huge for our community. We've got the white out here. You know, I know we've got some kids going in some of the elementary schools, and then I think that's kind of what we're trying to get back here at BG is that community involvement. And you know, I've got two in feeder schools in the district, and really want to get get back in touch with the community and make sure that they understand that this is their football team, and you know, we're here for them.
Do you guys feel like maybe you're more equipped now to pull off what will be considered an upset on Saturday?
I think you saw it last week, you know, and again, I'm not one to sit here and sit here and rave about any loss, despite who the opponent is. But in a very hostile environment, I mean, those guys played with great composure, and they show that there's a confidence about them. You know, we just didn't keep the ball for 11 minutes and get a 10-0 lead by accident. It came with 2 stops in a row. And you know, again, they made the ordinary play, and there was nothing special. wasn't any flukes. I think one was 8-play drive, one was 11-play drive, and those are the things that I think will allow us to be successful moving forward, especially once we get into conference play, and definitely in a ball game like this, because again, Coach Canada's offense is very explosive, and one of the keys is going to be our production on offense and capitalizing of our opportunities in the red zone.
Do you foresee making any changes with the punt team?
We'll go back, and it is an open competition. You know, Matt and Mason will get some reps this week, but as we talk about special teams as a whole, I was very happy with our coverage units because, again, that was a team we played this past week with elite speed, and we covered extremely well. But obviously, our punting situation was an issue and something that we need to address.
We've talked a lot about Jarrett and his efficiency and how good he's been for a young quarterback. But I mean, was there anything that stood out to you from Saturday that said that he can be better in this area?
Absolutely, absolutely. The turnovers, and that's something that we talked about at length on the bus ride home, and then again yesterday. In order for us to reach our potential, Jared doesn't have to be good. Jared has to be great. You know, and he played a good game the other night. 59% or whatever, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks versus a team that possibly could be competing for a Pac-12 championship. We and he expects himself to play at the same level as Justin because he has that kind of potential and he has that in him. The pick he threw was a kind of a muddy play, and really what he should have done was thrown it to me over on the sidelines. And I guarantee you, if that situation arises Saturday, I will catch that ball. And again, the thing that you want to be careful with a kid like that's so competitive. I don't want him to think, I want him to play at an elite level, but that doesn't mean that he has to win it on every play. You know what I mean? He's got to understand that we've got enough talent, enough explosiveness that if we can get to the next play, we have an opportunity to make a play on that play.
Did you get a prognosis on Presley Mosley?
Presley has a leg injury in which he will be out indefinitely. It will be a significant amount of time. That hurt a little bit in the ball game because I think our tight end sets allowed us to add a gap in our run game early in that ball game, and also allowed us to do some things in a protection standpoint that were able to slow those defensive ends down. So, we've got some guys that are going to have to step up. We may be creative and try to create some tight ends as well.
When you face a former Falcon and DJ Durkin, is it a situation where, the pleasantries before the game, how you doing, but
I mean, it's the same every week. There's a mutual respect between all head coaches, all coaches, period. I hadn't had the opportunity to meet Coach Durkin to this point, so we'll see how that goes.
They were bringing a lot of pressure off the edges before it got. How much of that is Jarrett needing to recognize that? How much of that is the offensive line?
Well, we had our struggles with Jelks and the boys. I mean, that's a possible first round draft pick there, and his countermate on the other side is pretty dang good as well. You know, I think our tackles, who I've got supreme confidence in Taborn and Labus, will tell you that they had their hands full, and really it wasn't an extra guy that they were bringing. We weren't able to handle their speed a little bit.
For a lot of guys, when a Big Ten team comes here, a lot of these guys feel that they were overlooked when they were recruits. Do you address that at all when you play a game like this?
No, I don't. I mean, that's kind of throughout the recruiting process that we speak on those things, and that where we're looking for guys that are coming in with a per se chip on their shoulder, and you know, we just kind of, that's one of the positives about playing a schedule like this. You know, it's tough on you. You can get banged up, this, that, and the other, but from a recruiting standpoint, if you believe that you belong at that level, there's no better opportunity, because you were put in that situation on a weekly basis.